You didn't see this one coming, did ya? There's about to be some innovation up in here. What's up everyone, we're here today on the Team Builder for episode 2 of our team building strategy guide, and like in episode 1, we're going to be taking a look into another field effect known as gravity. Now why gravity? Well, it's probably the least thing you'd expect, and I don't think I've ever seen a gravity guide before for Gen 6. Note that gravity isn't the most reliable strategy to use, it is more of a gimmick than anything else, and unless you're really confident with it, I wouldn't try to make it your go-to strategy, but it is very unique because I'm pretty sure the majority of you have never built a gravity team for Gen 6, and for the sake of it being a possible viable strategy, I'm going to try and walk you through how to make one. It'll be fun. Now, before I get into it, if you saw my last video, like the very last one I just did, I did a PO live with a team that I hit number 2 with on the ORAS OU ladder. Well, I'm happy to announce that I did make it to number 1, and I have posted the team on the Pokemon Online Forums RMT section. The link for that will be in the description below, so feel free to check it out and try out the team and all that good stuff. And now back to gravity. Now, what exactly is gravity? Well, gravity is a field effect that pretty much lasts the same amount of turns as Trick Room without the bad effects of negative priority like Trick Room has. So it's just a regular move, so it's not going to go last, for example, like Roar or something like that. Now, as for what playstyle you can make with it, most oftentimes gravity teams you will make end up looking like a balanced team, but I mean, it's possible to make a purely defensive gravity team or a purely offensive gravity team. But for this video, it'll be more balanced. But before that, let me get into what exactly happens when gravity comes into play. Now, when gravity is up, there are a number of effects that should be taken into consideration. Firstly, all Pokemon become vulnerable to ground type moves. That means any Pokemon, flying type, levitate, etc., that were once immune to Earthquake or Earth Power or anything like that can now take damage from it. It also means that Spikes, Sticky Web, and Toxic Spikes will hit all of those types of users that were once able to avoid it. Secondly, the accuracy of moves increases by 5/3. This means that for any move with an accuracy of 60% or above, it becomes 100% accuracy. So stuff like Will-O-Wisp, Hypnosis, Focus Blast, Stone Edge, Thunder, etc. will have 100 accuracy under gravity, so that's going to be really cool. Finally, certain items and moves do not work under gravity. The major ones include stuff like Air Balloon, High Jump Kick, Magnet Rise, and Bounce. And this means under gravity, Mega Lopunny, which always usually runs High Jump Kick, is going to be sort of crippled because it can't use that anymore. Or for example, Magnet Rise Klefki, which I've seen a few times recently, cannot use. It can't do its thing anymore. It can't Magnet Rise anymore. Even Splash doesn't work under gravity, which means Magikarp isn't as deadly as it once was. And when we build this team, I'll try and incorporate all of these elements into it that I've just mentioned. But for now, let's talk about how we're going to structure a gravity team. Once again, keep in mind that this isn't the only way to do it. I do it the way that I feel comfortable with, but you're welcome to follow along or try your own way of making the team. It's not the only way. So if you guys saw the Trick Room video I made, which was the last episode, basically I formatted it in such that we would have 3 Pokemon that use Trick Room and 3 Pokemon that abused it. Now for a gravity team, we are going to have 3 Pokemon that could use gravity as well as have some benefiting factors under the effects of gravity. So 3 Pokemon that can use gravity and also benefit under it, 2 Pokemon whose sole purpose is to abuse the gravity, so Pokemon that will just purely benefit from it without having to use gravity, and 1 Pokemon for support, which does not have to have any gravity at all, or doesn't have to abuse it. Just it can be like a support mon, sort of like a cleric, maybe wish protect, whatever, something, anything like that. So the last one's up to you. Now, so two of the most important factors to keep in mind. Just summing it up really quickly in case you got lost somewhere. Basically, number 1, ground immunities are cancelled, and number 2, 60% accuracy and above becomes 100. So that's pretty much what you have to keep in mind when building a gravity team. So to start off the team, let's choose a Pokemon that can set up some gravity. So now I'm going to go with Mega Sableye. Let me go ahead and put that in here. Sableye, right? So I'm going to go with Mega Sableye. Just because, in my opinion, it's one of the easiest Pokemon to set up gravity because of its ability Prankster. It will be able to let you go first. And also Magic Bounce, as you know, Mega Sableye, when it Mega Evolves, it gets Magic Bounce, which will be really good so that it prevents prevents it from getting taunted, keeps hazards away and status, etc. Which is really good paired with Prankster, since you know, when you Mega Evolve, Prankster takes into effect, so you get to go first, but Magic Bounce is still there, so you can't get taunted, which is really good. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Gravity here. What else? Will-O-Wisp is going to be very beneficial under Gravity, like I said before. Will-O-Wisp becomes an accuracy of 100, which is awesome because it means there's no misses or anything like that, and you know, you'll be able to burn pretty much everything except for fire types and stuff like that, or Flash Fire Mons. And there are many options. I mean, well, let me just type in these EVs, and I will tell you some of the other options you could have here. But in my opinion, Mega Sableye is I mean, it's a good twist on Gravity, getting into ORS, since of course Mega Sableye came out during Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So you know, I thought I'd just you know, start this off showing that, you know, this is for an ORS team. So awesome. All right, so recover. All right, nice. So these are the moves that are going to be there. It's a pretty fun, pretty cool set. Interesting because it's not like your everyday Calm Mind, Dark Pulse or whatever. But yeah, there's some other options you could have. You could have Starmie, for example, as it is able to set up Gravity and keep hazards off the field with Rapid Spin. I mean, I do have the Magic Bounce here to help me with that, but you know, Starmie also works too. It also has moves like Hydro Pump, which will not miss because the accuracy will go up during Gravity. You could try Cresselia maybe, since it does have good defenses and it has Lunar Dance too, which of course could help the rest of the team. And EVLI Dusclops is also there. It does pretty much the same as Sableye, like, you know, how it can just set up Gravity, Will-O-Wisp and stuff. Kind of the same, except it's not weak to Fairy types, which is pretty neat. But it does not have a solid recovery move like Recover. It does have Pain Split. You can keep Rest if you have like a Cleric or something maybe. But you know, it's a good choice. And what else? I'm doing this on the spot, by the way, so sorry if I'm doing bad, but you know, Bronzong is there too, actually, because it can learn Gravity, and also it's pretty unique since it does have Hypnosis. Hypnosis does become 100 accuracy under the effects of Gravity, so that's a pretty interesting option. So yeah, there are quite a few you could choose from. Just you know, keep in mind about the types you choose and all that stuff, and you know. All right, so we got Mega Sableye, and we're gonna need another Gravity user that has some nice type synergy to go along with Sableye, as well as, you know, having some contributing factor to how Gravity works. Like we have Sableye here with Will-O-Wisp that benefits under Gravity. So for the purpose of this team, we are going to go with, I think, Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn does learn Gravity. It does have the Fairy resistance, which is good because Sableye does not appreciate Fairy type moves. It does have that nice resistance, and it will be able to set up Gravity, as I can see, yep, right here. And Spikes. Now, Spikes is interesting. Under Gravity, as you know, that you know, Pokemon that fly and have Levitate do become grounded, and Spikes is going to be able to hit those Pokemon and hurt them pretty badly, which is really good. So when you have a Gravity team, just remember to you know, just keep in mind that Spikes, Toxic Spikes, and all that kind of stuff will be able to hit pretty much all Pokemon. Unless you're like a Steel type, you can't get hit by Toxic Spikes, of course, but you know, it'll be able to hit all Pokemon in Gravity. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now we got Gyro Ball and Leech Seed, of course, pretty standard. Gravity is really unique. I'm gonna go with 248, 4, and then like 128, 128. Alright, there, and Sassy Nature. Shed Shell, because of course I don't like getting trapped. I really hate that feeling of just getting trapped by a Magneton or a Magnezone or something, and so I always keep Shed Shell on my Ferrothorns. That's what I usually do. Keeps me safe. Now another interesting thing about Ferrothorn is that, you know, under Gravity, like I said before, if you don't remember, I'll say it again, moves like High Jump Kick don't work. So let's say, you know, let's say Mega Lopunny's on your opponent's team. Ferrothorn under Gravity is pretty much a counter to Mega Lopunny if the only fighting move it has is High Jump Kick, because Mega Lopunny can't do anything to this anymore. I mean, Return's gonna do pretty much pitiful damage, get hurt by Iron Barbs. Ice Punch or whatever is not gonna do much at all either. So that's pretty cool. I like how High Jump Kick gets cancelled out because it takes away some of Ferrothorn's threats, which is really good. Now, there are quite a number. I mean, like while there are quite a number of gravity users, like some of the viable, there are only like a bunch of viable ones. There's not a lot, but in this slot, I guess you could try something like Chancellor Blissey, perhaps, as it does provide as a good wall. Maybe you can get up some rocks or something. Fortress. Oh wait, it's like Fortress is pretty cool. It does have gravity. It does learn spikes, toxic spikes, and rapid spin. Wow, alright. That's not a bad Pokemon for a gravity team. I should have thought of that. But that's another Pokemon you could try, Ferrothorn. Well, I guess the Reggies learn gravity too, if you want to get kind of cute with your team. But there are a bunch of others. I'll let you guys look into it for now. But we got two Pokemon that work well under gravity, have good type synergy with each other. So now all we need is one more Pokemon to get up some gravity. So that's pretty much how I'm going to structure it. So 3 gravity users, and they have kind of like your gravity users should be able to kind of benefit under gravity itself too. 2 gravity abusers, so 3 gravity. Oh my god, I'm getting confused right now. 3 gravity users, 2 gravity abusers, and 1 support Pokemon. Yeah, all right, I got it. It's pretty late right now. I'm tired. All right, had a long day. All right, so our final gravity user. We are missing Stealth Rocks. We do have Spikes, so maybe it could be a ground type Pokemon. I was actually looking into this a little earlier. I came across Landorus as a gravity user. Now, take a look here. Landorus here is a strong Pokemon. We all know that. Landorus Therian. It does get walled easily by Skarmory, you know, stuff like that. What else? Rotom. But now that it has gravity, which I did not know it had. I mean, I did kind of know, but I never really bothered to use it. I never really saw other people using it. But it does have gravity, which means that after you use it, Skarmory cannot switch into this anymore. Rotom, I mean, depending on our speed, which I'll give it plenty of speed, Rotom cannot switch into this after gravity. So it's really interesting. It's a good Pokemon overall. It synergizes pretty well with the team, and it's a good Pokemon. Let me just go ahead and put the EVs in real quick. I'm just trying to think what I want. I usually run this EV spread here, and I give it a Rocky Helmet just to mess with mess with U-turn Pokemon, as well as Talonflame, which if it goes for Brave Bird, it takes damage from recoil, and then Rocky Helmet, which is never good for it. So it's a nice little check here, sort of counter. But yeah, this is our Landorus here. It is a gravity user, probably one of the best out there, since it can easily just set up a gravity and abuse it pretty well with Earthquake here, since you know, under gravity, of course, Earthquake will hit everything. Now, other options you guys could include. Of course, you're not limited to it, but you can also try regular Landorus. That works pretty well too. Metagross, Mega Metagross, Jirachi sets up rocks and gets gravity up. Even Golurk. Actually, you know, I hear Custap Berry's coming back soon, so get ready for the return of Gigalith. It gets gravity, gets rocks, sturdy, Custap Berry. You know, just get ready for that monster. It's gonna come back and it's gonna take over. It's gonna take over. All right. Now we have our 3 gravity users. It's looking like an OU team, not a standard OU team if you look at it, but to your opponent, they don't know that. We're gonna choose 2 more Pokemon that can abuse it. I can just abuse the gravity. So now, because I said I was going to keep a support mon for the very last slot, which can either be in a Wish, Passer, Cleric of some sort or something, I'm going to introduce to you all a very special Victini set that I made. I knew that I already planned kind of that I would be making a gravity team or a gravity guide or something, but I didn't plan what I was going to say or anything, but I wanted to use a very special set that I made. Now, I'm going to show you all this set, and I think you'll all appreciate it. I hope you do. I hope you'll all appreciate this set. So let me just okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I named. I even named the set too. So you know, that's how much preparation I took into this Victini. What is it? Chesto. All right, nice. All right, check this out. We got Inferno. We got Thunder. We got Focus Blast. And we got Rest. I bring to you Chesto Rest Victini. Now, what makes this set unique? We got Inferno here. Now, Inferno is a 50 accuracy move. It sucks. But with Victory Star, you gotta think, what does it say here? You probably can't see it cuts off for you, but it raises the accuracy by 10%, which puts Inferno at 60. Now you have gravity, right? Like I said, all 60% accurate moves become 100. So you have 100% accuracy, 100 power. I believe Inferno is 100 power. Fire move that burns everything. So that's pretty cool. We got Thunder here, Thunder of course, and Focus Blast both. Good coverage under gravity, then it will be 100 accuracy, so that's going to be pretty cool. And since, you know, the team itself, if you look at it, it's kind of weak, with these 3 members by itself, it's kind of weak to stuff like, you know, Mega Gardevoir, what else, I had one more in mind that I was going to say, Zard Y, it's pretty weak to Zard Y too. So Victini is pretty nice, and since it doesn't get any other recovery move, I figured, you know, Chester Rest would be pretty neat. And it's pretty gimmicky too, so that's the set we're going to be using, Chester Rest Victini. Alright, nice. Yeah, Focus Blast does help against T-Tar, Heatran, etc. And yeah, the rest is there, so it's be pretty cool. I mean, to be honest, in this slot, like the slots for the Gravity Abusers, you can be as creative as you want. Like you could have, there are so many options you could have. Like, you know, you could have Mamoswine. Life Orb Mamoswine is pretty good. I mean, that's not really creative, but it definitely is very powerful, and it's definitely a good Pokemon that I'd recommend. Since Earthquake under gravity is gonna hit like everything, and Choice Band Tyranitar is a pretty good option too, since Stone Edges 100 accuracy all day, air day, you know. So you know, there's endless possibilities. You know, just get creative. Just, you know, always keep in mind, you know, when you're trying to fill a spot for the abusers, try and strategize that they are going to be moves that have like low accuracy and stuff, that they'll do, like a Pokemon that do better with better accuracy, or Pokemon that do better if a ground type move immunity is gone, sort of, on your opponent's side. But yeah, now you guys know my teams. Like, there's always got to be a bit of MV somewhere in there to spice it up. That's why for our second and final pure gravity abuser, I bring to you all Zweilous. Why Zweilous? Alright, so look at this. Ability, Hustle, right? Hustle lowers accuracy by a bunch, but doubles the power, right? And then you have Gravity there to boost the accuracy pretty much all the way back up to full, sorta, I think. And with Choice Band, right? With Choice Band, Hustle, double the attack, and then also another times 1.5 added to that. This thing hits over like 600 attack or something, which is amazing. And I'll tell you some of the calcs that I did off the top of my head if I can remember. Let me just type in the moves first, which is Crunch, Outrage. I want Superpower here to Oko Ferrothorns and stuff, and Head Smash. Head Smash will just destroy Mandibuzz completely if there are any of those, or any flying type like Zapdos or something, maybe, I don't know. It'll just destroy it. Skarm gets 2-hit KO'd. Mega Slowbro gets 2-hit KO'd. Any other defensive wall that is super effectively hit by this thing just dies completely. See, people always get confused, you know, and use Hydreigon thinking that it's the final evolution, when actually Zweilous here is the final evolution. This is the real one, guys. Now, there are many possibilities of stuff that fits gravity abuse in this category. Like I just said, use your imagination. If you want a Pokemon to abuse gravity, abuse the accuracy and or ground moves, and that's pretty much what we have here. So yeah, we abuse the accuracy pretty much for the abusers. We already abused a ground move here, abused hazards with spikes, and yeah, Will-O-Wisp and some status. So we pretty much incorporated a bit of everything into this, actually. And now, you know, our final Pokemon, we just gotta tie up some loose ends here. It doesn't have to be a Pokemon that has gravity. It doesn't have to be a Pokemon that is abusing the gravity or anything. It can just be a Pokemon that fits well for the team overall. As you can see, the Pokemon that I've chosen so far has really good synergy. Like, for example, Zweilous is weak to fighting, Ferrothorn weak to fighting, got a bunch resistant to fighting, you know. You get the idea. It's pretty much just like that. I'm not gonna go through that at all, because I expect most of you to know it for the most part. But, you know, for the final Pokemon, just kind of figure out what you're weak to, not only in terms of like type, but you know what Pokemon you're sort of weak to as well. Like for my team right now, I could see a big weakness to like nasty Blood Thunderers or setup sweepers in general. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and slap on an Unaware Clefable, and if you know, Unaware of course will negate any stat boosts your opponent has, which is good, and it doesn't let you get swept, or doesn't let any Pokemon set up on you, unless it's like what, Mold Breaker, Mega Gyarados. But then we do have a Ferrothorn, so we're fine. So I'm gonna go with 240 HP, 232, and rest is like 36, right? If I do my math right. Nice. And leftovers here. So yeah, I know Clefable is going to help us out a lot. Just, you know, Mega Sableye is also a pretty big threat otherwise, so it's a good Pokemon, and it does tie up any loose ends that we have. So just remember to keep a track of, you know, your type stuff, and yeah, all that stuff. You get the idea. What do I want here? Calm Mind, Moonlight, and Heal Bell. Nah, just kidding. I'm gonna go Aromatherapy just because I want to be innovative. All right, nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options for this spot. Let me just make sure I got everything right. So, EVs are all good. Yeah, I think they're all good. I mean, I could just make just put all these at 0. Special attackers. Yeah, it's a special attacker. Put a 0. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think we're. Alright, now it changed. Nice. I just gotta make sure it's all good. Awesome. So, yeah, so any Pokemon can fit this category, you know, as like a support monitors of some sort or anything like that. Like, for example, it could be a Togekiss maybe, or even an Alomomola, maybe perhaps, or anything else that might turn you on. But there it is. It's looking like a nice and crisp Gravity team. So like how Trick Room basically makes Pokemon slower, Trick Room makes slower Pokemon move faster, Gravity has its own benefits by increasing accuracy and grounding Pokemon. So, of course, with any kind of team building, you're going to have to make sure that they all fit together, and make sure that you're not too hazard weak, and if you're weak to hazards, then keep a spinner or a defogger or some sort. And what I always recommend is have fun when you build, and use a unique and creative use unique and creative stuff that makes you happy. Like, you know, see how I use Wailus here? It makes me happy for some reason, so I use it. So, you know, when you get, I mean, I hope that, like, I mean, most of you are getting better, hopefully, with the videos that I've made. But in general, you know, the more you practice, the more comfortable you get with using Pokemon you're familiar, that you just like in general, that are not, you know, commonly seen in the tier, but, you know, the Pokemon that you like. So the more experience you have, the more, you know, practice you get, the easier it'll be used to use whatever you want, pretty much. So that's pretty much why I can just slap on anything on a team and just do well with it. I know a lot of people know that or have seen me do that, but yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. So I like Wailus. I'm gonna use it. It's happy. I'm happy. So that's a little inspirational talk there. I tried. I mean, of course, I'm not saying any of this like planned or anything. I'm just saying it on the spot, but I hope you all understand. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed it. And now for the fun part, and you know what that is, testing the team out on the ladder. So I will see you on Showdown, and we will see just how powerful this team is and how surprised our opponents get. Alright, see you there, guys. Alright guys, we are on Pokemon Showdown, and before we get into the battle, just want to make a quick little note here that I did accidentally put the wrong nature on this one. I actually didn't check back on my team. I was just doing everything by memory. It is Careful Nature, so it's going to be a more specially defensive sort of Sableye, just because we do have Will-O-Wisp, right? So it's going to be able to burn stuff, half the attack, and you know, we do have some good special defense too. So yeah, it's going to be the set. So just wanted to make that quick little fix before we got into it. So let's hop into it. So we got a Gravity team here. We're going to go ahead and try it out on the ladder, and let's see how it does. So I'm going to go ahead and find a battle, and hopefully it'll be a good one. And yeah, this will be probably the second time testing this team, actually. I did play it once versus one of my friends on Pokemon Online, just to kind of test it out and get a feel for it. So you know, it'd be pretty cool. Alright, interesting. So I think I have used a team sort of like this before. I don't think it had Victini. I think it had something else. I don't remember. It was an X and Y team, but interesting. Alright, so I guess what I can do is probably lead off here with my... Alright, so yeah, I do have the Victini, which is great because Mega Gardevoir is a threat. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lead off with my maybe Ferrothorn. No, actually, I could lead off with my yeah, Ferrothorn. Sableye. Let me lead off with Sableye. All right, let's see. He leads off with Gardevoir, so he just led off with that. Never mind. All right, I'm just gonna go into my Victini here, which would be a good switch into this, and all right, nice. So yeah, he Mega Evolves here, goes to the Hyper Voice. Doesn't do too much, which is good. And what I could do is just go ahead and hit him up with a. I don't have any gravity going on right yet just now, so let's just pray it hits. He goes into Lando. Does it hit? Let's see if it does. Ah, nice, it hits. Awesome. Well, it is a little bit more accurate just because because of the ability Victory Star. So, alright, nice. Now what I could do is freely go ahead and switch into my, so I guess he does get some free rocks up, which kind of sucks, but, no, actually, wait a second. I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed, I think, because he didn't heal or anything, right? So, he must be Scarfed. I'm gonna go into Sableye. And he goes for the knockoff here. Nice. Now I get up a free gravity, which will be able to help me out here. So, yeah, let me go ahead and get up gravity now. As he goes into Ferrothorn. For whatever reason, actually, So I get a free Will-O-Wisp, I guess? I mean, he can't really do much to me at all anyways. As he just goes for Power Whip here. It does nothing. Alright, I'm gonna go for Will-O-Wisp again in case he switches. He does switch into Gardevoir. As I'm able to get off another burn, which is awesome. Awesome. And now what I can do is just go back into Victini. I am faster than Gardevoir anyways, so I can get off a free rest after this Hyper Voice. Actually, wait a second. I don't have to rest right now, actually, because I do have one turn of gravity left. I might as well just abuse it. So I'm going to go for Inferno. Oh, it doesn't knock it out at all. Wow, I should have gone for rest. Never mind. This thing is weak. But I did burn like half his team, which is fine. Victini did all right. It did fine. It wasn't gonna do much anyways after all, because I mean Ferrothorn's burned, so it's fine. But now what I can do is just I mean this thing's gonna die soon, so I mean I guess I could just go into I mean, I want to keep Clefable, actually, because Clefable... Actually, no, I can just go into Clefable. Why not? Yeah, I'm going to go for Moonlight here, just to see how much this Hyper Voice does. It does a big chunk of damage. Alright, so... Just going to stall out the burn. He's going to die from burn on the next turn. Alright, awesome. So, I'm going to go for Moonlight again. He does go for Hyper Voice. And, yeah, I can just heal that off, and that Gardevoir is dead. Nice. As next thing probably he's gonna bring in is his he brings in Victini here. Not sure what set that is, but I could probably go into my Lando, just because it's not really good against most of his team. And if it's physical and he goes for like a physical move, he'll get hurt by probably Rocky Helmet. So he goes for V-Create here. Wow, it does a lot, but he gets hit by the Rocky Helmet, which is awesome. And as long as he's like, he might be Scarf, he might be Ben, I'm not sure. But I'm going to, okay, let's see, Rocks or Gravity? I guess Rocks might be more valuable. So I'm going to go for Rocks right here. He goes into Lando. And yeah, I got my Rocks up, which is awesome. And the next turn he dies from the burn. So I'm going to go get up my Gravity. He goes for Knockoff, knocks off my Rocky Helmet. And I get up my Gravity, that's awesome. And now I could pretty much just, I got 5 turns, well, 4 kind of technically. He goes into Zapdos here. Alright, watch this. Alright, I want to see how much it does. Alright, it doesn't do much, but, because I'm -1 anyways. He goes for Heat Wave. Alright, okay, so we hit the Zapdos. Zapdos is gonna die. Actually, never mind, it has leftovers. I'm gonna go into Zweilous here. This is my boy, Zweilous. Alright, let's see exactly what this thing can do. So Gravity's there, it's awesome. Gonna go for the Crunch. Hits everything except Keldeo, but he goes for Defog, gets rid of my Rocks. Okay, whatever. It's gone. Goes into Keldeo here. I I mean, I guess I don't really need Ferrothorn, to be honest. I mean, he's obviously going to go for Secret Sword, but I don't want to mispredict because I do need Keldeo, I think. I mean, sorry, I do need Clefable. I'm just going to it anyways. Alright, cool. So, yeah, Lychee doesn't work at all. That's good. That's really good for us. So what I'm going to do is go for knockoff here. Maybe predicting the Victini. He goes into Victini. Okay, nice. Let's see how much this does. Okay, that did a good chunk. He had a choice band too, which is probably why it did so much damage before. All right, cool. So yeah, now I mean, okay, I can keep Clefable. I need to keep this for the Ferrothorn. Brings back Keldeo here. It's probably Scarf, I think. But we just gotta make sure he's locked in. That's what I want to do. Because yeah, we gotta do that. All right, so I'll go for Moonlight here. He goes for Scald. Now I can go into my Zweilous. Alright, nice. He goes into Ferrothorn like I expected. Look at Zweilous putting in work right here. Ah, nice. And he probably has no choice but to go for Scald. And I think that means I can easily just recover. Or something. Yeah, I think so. He goes for Scald. Alright, nice. Don't burn, please. Thank you. No, it missed! No! Okay. So, seeing by how much damage it did to this thing, he's definitely a Scarf, I think. So, I should be safe just to weaken it by going for Superpower again. I don't want to risk going into Sableye right now. No, it missed again. Alright, see, that's why I need Gravity. But now it's just up to Sableye to win this. Alright, so, gonna go for a Recover. Alright, so that burns. And now all I gotta do is just keep recovering until he pretty much just dies. So just gonna keep going for it. I think he just might quit now. I mean, he has to crit me like more than twice actually. And I don't think he'll be able to do that. Since he is locked into Scald, so I'm not gonna go for knockoff just because then he's gonna probably have access to like Hydro Pump or something. And he's going to try and go for more damage. So this is probably the best I can do right now. As I'm just going to keep going for Recover. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Like, you need Gravity to make lower accuracy Pokemon work. But yeah, he's gone. So that's pretty much what the game's all about for Gravity. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this. I sure did. I love Zweilous. Oh my god. Alright, hope you all enjoy this, and yeah, hopefully, this will have helped you out in Gravity, and stay tuned for the next episode, which I don't know what it's going to be yet, so please leave suggestions if you have any. And yeah, this has been episode 2 of my team building strategy guide. All right, yeah, see you later, guys.